Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. And without it, there is no success. But just like anything else, it's something that we can work on and improve. And this video is going to help you do just that, because the best things in life are found on the other side of your discipline. So the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what would tomorrow's version of you want the present you to do today? And too many times in the past, I would let the future me down because I lacked discipline. All through grade school, it felt impossible for me to study for exams. And even recently, a little over a year ago, I struggled with my diet a lot, which led to me getting out of shape yet again after working so hard to get the physique that I had. But about 8 months ago, when I first started this channel, I finally fixed this issue once and for all that was holding me back. And I'm going to teach you exactly how I did it today. I realized that I had a bunch of motivation, which you probably do too, but I hadn't trained my discipline yet, which is what you need to start doing. Because you see, discipline is a muscle, just like the ones that we train in the gym, which means that you can technically train your discipline as high as you want to go. And that should excite the fuck out of you, because when you start building your discipline, you eventually realize that motivation is bullshit because it's not there all the time. It's nice to have when you have it, don't get me wrong, but discipline is what you need because it never leaves you. And how you can begin building this discipline right now is to start seeing any resistance in your life as an opportunity to level up your discipline instead of seeing it as a burden. For example, a form of resistance that I encounter every day is waking up early and going to the gym first thing in the morning. And a lot of the time, I really don't want to fucking do it because the weather here is getting colder, which means it's nice and warm under the blanket, the pillow's nice and soft, and my mind gives me all these excuses of why I should lay there for 5 more minutes or not get up at all and go back to sleep. And I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes my mind wins, but most days my discipline takes over and I push through that resistance to get up anyway because I know I'm going to be growing my discipline as a result. And come to think of it, I've never regretted doing something hard like that, but I've always regretted not doing it. And I think it's funny how our minds always make us try to avoid doing this hard shit like that. And that's why you need to start training your discipline muscle, because you're going to be replacing all of those feelings of shame and guilt for not doing the work that you said you were going to do for things like self-confidence and trust in yourself because you did what you said you were going to do. And that's the key right there, because a lot of people can't trust their own minds because their minds constantly tell them to take the easy path. But in order to get over these doubts and these fears that are in your own mind, you have to forget your feelings. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't give a fuck if you slept 8 hours or 2, whether you got shit going on in your personal life or not, whatever the reason might be. Success does not care. It only cares about you doing the work regardless of how you feel. And how I was able to say fuck my feelings is by creating non-negotiables with myself. This is a system that me and my circle of men have created that even if we don't feel like doing them, we have to get them done because they are non-negotiables. And what these things include are going to the gym, doing our gym training as well as our cardio, doing 2 hours of deep work minimum, 10 minutes of meditation minimum, 10 minutes of reading minimum, no cheap dopamine, and no junk food. And we have a few other ones that aren't non-negotiables, but are like bonuses, I guess you could say. But we know that if we do at least those 6 things as a minimum every single day, our work is going to compound over time, and we're all going to be seeing massive amounts of progress in our lives towards the goals that we want to achieve. So right now, as an actionable step for you, you can even use some of my examples as ideas of inspiration, but I want you to create your non-negotiables that you're going to have in your life moving forward. Something that you're going to set as a minimum to get done every day. And if you want to inspire someone else watching this video, comment them down below. And as a side note, don't make them unrealistic, because the goal here is to make sure that they're pushing us to be better, but also that we can do them consistently every day, because consistently is ultimately what discipline is. It's doing the little things right over and over again, day in and day out. And that's the thing to understand here, that doing the things aren't hard, but doing them day in and day out is the hard part. And not every day, but I'd say about 50% of the time, you're not going to want to do your non-negotiables. For me, I don't want to read 100% of the time, but I do it anyway. And as a result, I keep leveling up my discipline muscle. Because if I miss the reading, I always think back to this quote that I saw a while ago, which is that a habit missed once is a mistake, but a habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. And I'm going to be honest with you, too many times recently, I've been sleeping in past when I said I was going to get up, as you could see from my habit tracker here in the background, which is why I even have it in the frame to begin with, because I want to be fully transparent with you guys. And I could easily just chop it up and say, oh, I'm in season right now and I'm traveling all the time and I'm getting back late from games and all this bullshit. But the truth is, I'm just not getting up because I'm not disciplined enough. It's one of the deals that I made with myself was to wake up either before or by 7 a.m. And that is the one column that is lacking the most. And this negative habit that I've created has reduced the discipline in the other areas of my life as well, which I do not fucking like. And it just goes to show that I don't come on here to be perfect because I put all my imperfections right out in front for you to see. But you better know that I'm working on improving it every single day, and every lesson that I learn along the way, I'm going to continue sharing with each and every single one of you. And one that I failed to understand for the majority of my life is how you do one thing is how you do everything, because it's these little acts of discipline that truly develop your discipline muscle. And I realized that if I can't even wake up when I said I was going to, how can I ever expect to achieve success in my goals or sit down to focus on a hard task? And by sticking to these little acts of discipline, it's how we can generate positive momentum in our lives, which is going to make starting the harder tasks in the future much easier, because we're going to be building an undeniable stack of proof that we are a disciplined person. So stop self-sabotaging yourself, stop avoiding the work, and choose your hard. Because yeah, going to the gym is hard, but being fat and riddled with diseases later in life is even harder. Yeah, sitting down to focus on your business for 3 to 4 hours a day is hard, but working a 9 to 5 for 40 years at a job that you don't even like for a boss that doesn't give a fuck about you is even harder. And when you think about it like that, being disciplined becomes a lot easier because you know the alternative. And so you can either feel the pain of discipline or feel the pain of regret. The choice is yours, my friend. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.